In today's video, guys, we shall be taking a look at the 2011 MCU movie Captain America, the First Avenger, in which is the 5th installment in the MCU and the first installment into the Captain America franchise. So without further ado, let's get into today's review. Let's get into it. So I thought from watching this movie then, I thought that this movie was incredible. I loved how it showed Captain America becoming the person we know he is. Stephen Rogers becomes Captain America, and I loved the transformation, how they show that in this movie. And it's something that I've never seen before, because I've never read the comics. I'd heard of the character Captain America, but I've never actually seen how he becomes Captain America, anything about how, on what time zone he even became Captain America. And I think it was great to see how he became that and how he impacted World War II, and obviously, and how he was frozen at the end of the movie and then woke up in the modern day. I think that was all fantastic, and I really liked Captain America just from watching this movie, as I'm really into my World War II movies and stuff like that, not like all black and white ones, like new adaptations on how war used to be. And obviously this isn't going to be factual by any means, but it has a lot of things to love about it, and I really enjoyed that sort of set around World War II vibe, and I really enjoyed that. And to me, I really thought that this was one of the best movies in Phase 1, as it really not only introduces the character, it introduces us to Captain America. It introduces us to Peggy. It introduces us to all these new characters that are going to be the future of the MCU. I also thought then that Red Skull was awesome as the villain in this movie, and I think he's definitely the best villain in Phase 1 in my personal opinion. As if you just look at some of the villains, we saw Obadiah, he was mint, but I don't think he's on Red Skull's level, and I think he showed a real threat in introducing Hydra into the MCU. I also think that if you look at like Loki, I didn't think he was that good as a villain. That's my personal opinion, but I do like his character. Whereas Red Skull had it all. He was arrogant, he was horrible, he was like the perfect villain for Captain America during the time of World War II. And I think he was great. He helped build Hydra and was the leader of Hydra. And I think Red Skull will definitely be introduced again in the later movies, and I can't wait to see him again because he's awesome. And I think that him as a villain was like the perfect match for Captain America, and that's why I think this movie was solid, because he was so hateable and you wanted to see his end that you almost just went, go on Captain America, just do it, just kill him or whatever, because he was so hateable in that sense, because he supported not only Hydra, but the Nazi vibes as well. Moving on, I thought the likes of Peggy Carter and Bucky were amazing side characters, which are definitely going to become more key characters later down the line in the MCU, and I think that Peggy was great and lovable in this particular movie, and then we saw Bucky, who looked like a great side character to Captain America and Steve Rogers, and I think that his character, although potentially gets killed off in this movie, it just didn't seem like it had anything. It didn't have a good flow to it at all, because it just sort of got missed, and it was like, oh, Bucky's now gone, and then that's it. He disappears, and then we don't see him again until Winter Soldier, as Captain America thought he had died, in which I didn't really, I didn't hate it, although I didn't really get why they didn't scoop over that a little bit more to hype us up for when that character returns in Winter Soldier, because that would have been great, that build up, that thing of thinking he is now properly dead, but they just sort of overpassed it in an action scene. So I think, although I loved how it happened, I do believe they could have done that better and made it a bit more emotional for Steve, who had known this character for so long, of Bucky. But it just seemed like a passing thing, and it was almost sort of like you felt that, oh, he's not dead, he's going to come back. Whereas I think it would have put more hype on the Captain America 2 movie or Bucky's return if they'd have sort of made it more emotional in that sense. I also thought it did a great job at introducing one of the 6 Infinity Stones, which was the Tesseract, in which I believe this is the first time we actually see and really mention anything about any Infinity Stones. And this Tesseract seemed powerful, and you saw what potential that stone could have. And not even seeing the rest of the stones, you thought whoever has that can be an absolute machine and can absolute power anything with its power, as this is the space stone and can travel anywhere in the world and in the universe. Finally then, the actors and actresses were incredible, as we saw the likes of Chris Evans, Hayley Atwell, we saw the likes of Sebastian Stan, Samuel Jackson, we saw the likes of Hugo Weaving, Dominic Cooper, Tommy Lee Jones, Toby Jones and Stan Lee, in which they were all incredible. Big nods to the likes of Sebastian Stan, who is going to become an impactful character in the MCU, as well as Chris Evans, who gave the knight in shining armor of Captain America a really cool image and really showed what Captain America really is. And we also saw Stan Lee doing his normal thing of being a cameo. Hayley Atwell was amazing, and what else is there to say really? Then can't wait till we get onto the Avengers movie, which is next. To summarize Captain America, the First Avenger then, I thought that this movie was awesome. I think it did everything that it needed to do, introduce the character and more, and really get Captain America going in the MCU, and is to me one of my favourite Phase 1 movies to watch. Hence why I rate this movie a 7.8 and a world-class film in the MCU. So let me know down in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it one of your favourite films? Is it one of your worst films? Let me know down in the comments down below, please. Also, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be alerted to all the new content that this channel creates, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Laters.